Grace and peace to you from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Tragedy strikes all of us at different times in our lives. For the believer, those hardships inform our faith through the experiences of God's grace at work in our lives. Difficulty is the place we learn the greatest lessons about God's faithfulness to us. Joseph Scriven, an Irish immigrant to Canada, wrote the text to What a Friend We Have in Jesus near Port Hope, Ontario in 1855. Because his life was filled with grief and trials, Scriven often needed the solace of the Lord as described in his famous hymn. Joseph Scriven was educated at Trinity College, Dublin, Ireland. He then enrolled in a military college to prepare for an army career. However, poor health forced him to give up that ambition. Soon after came a second blow. In 1844, he returned home to marry his sweetheart. As he was traveling to meet her on the day before the planned wedding, he came upon a horrible scene. His beautiful fiancée tragically lying under the water in a creek bed after falling off her horse. Later, Scriven moved to Canada and eventually fell in love again, only to experience devastation once more when she became ill and died just weeks before their marriage. For the second time, this humble Christian felt the loss of the woman he loved. The following year, he wrote a poem to his mother in Ireland that described the deep friendship with Jesus he had cultivated in prayer through the hardships of his life. The poem was published anonymously at first under the title, Pray Without Ceasing. 10 years later, he finally acknowledged this well-loved text had been written by him and his friend, Jesus. In 1868, attorney Charles Converse set the text to a tune and renamed it, What a Friend We Have in Jesus. Instead of thinking God was punishing him, Scriven cherished God's friendship through all of this hardship, a friendship he discovered in prayer. My first Christmas at Abiding Christ, Pam Kendig was in charge of the little choir bank, which she called the choir kitty. Unbeknownst to me, the choir would throw money in occasionally, and at Christmas, Pam would find a gift for the director. I was lucky enough to be in that position. That year, Pam found a music box shaped like a piano. I opened it up, and it began to play What a Friend We Have in Jesus. The music box still sits beside my piano to this day. I love that hymn. I always have. I think it comes from the part of me that remembers talking to Jesus like he was my confidant, willing to listen to my every concern when I was very young. As I got older and nerves would set in when I was playing the piano, I would imagine an audience of one, Jesus sitting beside the piano, listening and not judging my many mistakes. As I grew in Christian maturity, I began to feel as if maybe I was diminishing the glory of Jesus. Could this friend who listens and cares also be our exalted King? Yes, because at the heart of the gospel is friendship. From John 15, verse 13. No one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends.